Hello, fellow pen lovers and stationery enthusiasts. It's Christy here, Snarky Wordsworth over on Instagram and Reddit. And today I have another plan with me ready for everybody out there. So this one is going to be a plan with me for my work planner. My work planner is a DIY Weeks style A5. I really have always loved the week style of planning, but nothing quite worked for me that was already in the A5. So I ended up just purchasing the Kanso Noto from Jet Pens. It has like 300 plus pages, and it's the dot grid, which I really like, on white paper. And this is Tomoe River. And it just allows me to lay out my planner the way I want to. I do have the monthly events all up front, and then after that I go from week to week. So this was my last week's plan. You can kind of see it in the whole picture. And this is generally how my spread works. I've been doing this since fourth quarter of 2022, and I absolutely love it. Over here I have like my general appointments and events that I've got going on, and it's broken down just like you would see in the, say, Hobonichi Weeks. And to the right of that I have my to-do list, which would be like my general memo stuff. And this is just all of the stuff that I need to get done during the course of the week. And it's sort of flexible a little bit, but I know that these are tasks that have to be attended to. And then all of the different bits and pieces that go with each individual program that I'm promoting. And then on the right-hand page, I put like somewhat diary-ish, I guess is the right word. I don't know. Entries about each program, what was working, how many people attended, what was not working, things that I might change, any situation that might have come up that people had difficulties with or whatever. And I will always put those there throughout this whole page. And I've found this to be incredibly helpful with looking back and, you know, with future planning, like, is this a program I want to do again? Yes, no, maybe. And just having notes all in one place at a glance that I can see is a massive, massive help for me. Anyway, so since this is a blank notebook, I have to put all of this stuff in. I actually really enjoy it. It kind of helps me look at each week as a clean slate. You know, I know I have this spread. I know that, like, if things did not go the way I wanted the week before, it doesn't matter. I've got a fresh start. It definitely helps me personally. So I really like being able to have this and being able to do it every single week of the year. So yeah, this is one of those things that this approach to planning has really, really helped me as far as working goes. So let me go ahead and I'm going to lay everything out. Things that I use, I have a 6-inch clear ruler. This one is Keurig, and it's just a standard clear plastic ruler. I think it's like 80 something cents on Amazon. And then I use a clear sewing ruler in order to put down the lines, just because the 6-inch can have skipping, and I just like to be able to know that I have one giant line to go through. But yeah, so I'm going to do the basic layout first, and then sort of show you how I customize it from week to week. Okay. Okay, so basic layout. Here are my appointment grids. I've got all 7 of the days. Since I generally don't have events on Sunday because the library's closed, and I don't always have a Saturday event because sometimes I don't have a Saturday event, I do make the final box is about half size, but everything else will fill out. And then on this side, I do have the line that splits the 2 columns so that I have plenty of room to write memo notes. For these more bold lines, I use my unit pin fine liners, and I use the 0.3. So now with usually either a 0.05 or a 0.1, I'll go and fill in the days. I do Monday through Sunday, just because that's just what works best for me in my work week. And then I know I have appointments on certain days, so I will go ahead and pop those in. Miraculous day. This week is actually a little bit lighter as far as actual events go. So, yay. Okay, so once I put in events and whatnot, this is sort of what the furthest left-hand column is going to look like. On a busier week, you can see if I have multiple events that I run at a time, they usually will have the colored dot. It's just a really easy visual pickup cue for me. And you can just see, like, it just varies. But this week, and I now remember why I had only one event, I have a ton of things as far as deadlines to hit. So this will, once I do fill it out, will be pretty crazy. But besides the point, so this is what the finished, or at least finished at the beginning of the week, left-hand column will look like. And now I'm just going to put in my date and the days of this particular week. And since it's Valentine's Day, I went with pink because why not be all cliche during Valentine's Day week? You know what would be great is if I put it in the correct month. And it's going to look like a hot mess, but I do always go over it with black, so it'll kind of fix itself, kind of. You'll see. But even when I do make stupid mistakes like that, I try not to let it bother me because at the end of the day, I don't really care. I mean, like, it shouldn't really bother me. It's my work planner. This is for me. Nobody else is going to look at it except for apparently the internet, but you know, it is what it is. There. And you can see how, while it doesn't fix everything, it's at least legible. I can read that it says February and not January, which is hilarious because I had just been talking about Valentine's Day, which generally is in February, right? Anyway, so that's usually how I do the week header. without the errors, but I'm not going to lie, there are way more errors than I'd like there to be, but it is what it is again. And so on this column, I just do to-do list. So that is my header line. Okay, so at the beginning of my to-do list, I will usually put in anything that I did not have a chance to accomplish the week prior. A lot of times I plan things ahead, so if I don't get something done, I know I have a little bit of leeway as far as deadline time goes. And those things, again, sometimes get pushed a week, 2 weeks, however much time I need to dedicate to something else. So for those, I'll just go back through my previous week, take a look at what those ones are and see what's not been filled in, and then just go from there. Okay, so at the beginning of pretty much every week, this is what my weekly work planner spread will generally look like. It'll have all of my events and appointments on the left-hand side. It'll have my to-do list tasks that aren't day specific directly to its right. And then I'll have this big memo space for notes about each program or each project. And that's about it. I mean, it's a very simple process, but it has done wonders for me and my work productivity. I know what I need to get done, and I know, what's coming up front. If I have stuff that is specific to another week or another month, I just put Post-its in the spaces so that I can future plan. I mean, this system really, really works well for me, but maybe it won't work for everybody else. But if you have been sort of searching for something that is Hobonichi Weeks-like, but in an A5 size, which I 100% needed, seriously, I needed a bigger space to really get everything out and on the page. Definitely consider this. I really, really like it. And I'd be happy to, talk with you if you have any questions, or if you have any opinions or thoughts. If you're like, you should try this, please feel free to comment with that below. Anyway, thank you for joining my plan with me this week. If this was helpful in any way or entertaining, please do consider pressing that like or even the subscribe button. As always, thank you for joining me, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye-bye.